Hello everyone, happy to see you here. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, I'm Semantics. Today we have a very interesting question. We have square root of 12. We're gonna divide it by square root of 6 minus square root of 3, and we're gonna raise these to the power 10. And right now let's try to solve this really interesting question. First of all, instead of this 12, let's write 3 times 4, and instead of this 6, let's write 2 times 3. So let's do the thing right now. First of all, in our numerator, what we will have? We will have square root of 3 times 4 in our numerator, so 3 times 4 in our numerator, and in our denominator we will have, instead of square root of 6, we will have 2 times 3 and minus square root of 3. And of course, don't forget about raising to the power 10. Right now we need to know, we need to remember about really interesting property. Whenever we have expression looks like that, so x times y, so square root of x times y, we can easily split it as square root of x times square root of y. So right now let's split our numerator as square root of 3 times square root of 4, and right here square root of 2 times square root of 3. So let's do the thing right now. In our numerator we will have square root of 3 times square root of 4. We're gonna divide it by square root of 2 times square root of 3 and minus square root of 3. And of course, don't forget about raising to the power 10 equal to. Right now we have right here square root of 3 and we have right here square root of 3. So we can easily factor it in our denominator. So as a result, and right here square root of 4 equal to 2. So as a result, we can simplify this a little bit. As a result, we have 2 square root of 3 in our numerator. And in our denominator, we will have square root of 3, and inside parentheses, we will have square root of 2 minus 1, and of course raised to the power 10. Right now, if you look closely, we have square root of 2 right here, square root of 3 right here, and square root of 3 right here, so we can easily cancel it. Okay, we can easily cancel this. Square root of 3 is not equal to 0, so we can easily do this without any problems. So equal to, right now we will have in our numerator we will have 2, and in our denominator we will have square root of 2 minus 1, and all raised to the power 10. Right now we need to know a really great property. So whenever we have expression looks like that, a over b raised to the power x, we can easily raise our numerator to the power x and our denominator to the power x, so b to the power x. Okay, so right now let's do this. So as a result, we have 2 to the power 10. Okay, and we divide all of the thing by square root of 2 minus 1, all raised to the power 10. If we look closely in our numerator, 2 to the power 10, everyone know what is it equal to? It equal to 1024. In our denominator, we have square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10. We can't solve it in a few seconds. So right now, let's forget about our numerator and let's look closely at this denominator. So right now, let's find square root of 2 minus 1 to the power square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10. Right now, let's do the thing. So square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 10. How can we find this value? How can we solve this this part? First of all, I'm gonna show you a really great substitution method. So let's do this. So let this square root of 2 minus 1, so this expression inside parentheses, is equal to x. So as a result, we need to find x to the power 10. We need to find. Okay, so I hope you understand it. This is x, so we need to find x to the power 10. So right now, let's look closely at this expression. First of all, I'm going to write this. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. As a result, we will have the next expression, x plus 1 equal to square root of 2. Okay, square root of 2. Right now, let's raise both sides to the second power. So let's raise both sides to the second power. The thing we're going to do, we're going to raise both sides to the second power. As a result, we have x plus 1 raised to the second power equal to square root of 2 raised to the second power. Really great. Right now, this is our basic formula, x plus 1 to the second power. We have x squared plus 2x and plus 1 equal to, right here we can easily cancel it, so as a result equal to 2. And right now we don't need to solve this quadratic equation. Right now we have subtract 2 from both sides. As a result, we can easily have 0 on the right side. So as a result, we have x squared plus 2x and minus 1 is equal to 0. Right now, we don't need to solve this quadratic equation. I'm going to show you a really interesting method how to reduce a power, how to express a second power through the first one. Okay, so right now, I'm going to leave x squared on the left side equal to, right here we will have 1 minus 2x. 1 minus 2x. I'm not gonna solve it. This expression will help us a lot because this expression helps us to reduce a power. So this is our x squared through the first power. And don't forget about the thing that we need to find x to the power 10. So we need to find x to the power 10. So right now let's get closer and closer on the left side. So let's raise this to the second power. So then we will have x to the fourth, and we will get closer and closer to this x to the power 10. So right now you will understand everything. First of all, let's raise both sides to the second power. This looks like our first step to getting closer and closer. So let's raise both sides to the second power. As a result, what do we have? We have x squared raised to the second power, yeah, equal to 1 minus 2x raised to the second power. Okay, as a result, on the left side we will have x to the fourth power. Okay, x to the fourth power equal to, right here we will have formula. So 1 minus 2 times 2x and times 1, and plus right here we have 2x to the second power. This is our formula. So as a result, let's simplify this a little bit. We have x to the fourth power equal to, so we have 1 minus, right here we have 4x, 1 minus 4x, and plus 4x squared. So plus 4x squared. But don't forget about it, as I told before, this expression will help us a lot because but don't forget about x squared equal to 1 minus 2x, but x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. So right now, instead of this x squared, let's plug in this expression that we found before, 1 minus 2x. So as a result, we have x to the fourth power equal to 1 minus 4x plus 4, and instead of x squared, we're going to plug in 1 minus 2x. Okay, so 1 minus 2x. Really great. Let's simplify this a little bit. As a result, we have x to the 4 equal to 1 minus 4x plus 4 and minus 8x. Minus 8x. Let's simplify this. So as a result, we have 1 plus 4 equal to 5. So x to the fourth power equal to 5 minus 12x. Okay, this is extremely great expression because we can express x to the fourth power in terms of like first power. So as a result, we know everything about x squared. We know everything about x to the fourth power. We need to find x to the 10th power. So just keep in mind this thing. And right now, let's find x to the 8th power. So let's raise this x to the fourth power once more to the second power. So let's do the thing right now. As a result, what do we have? We have x, this is our looks like second step. So we have x to the fourth power raised to the second power, and of course we raise our right side. So 5 minus 12x raised to the second power. As a result, what do we have right here? So x to the 8th power. As I said before, we need to find x right here to the 10th power. Yeah, we're getting closer and closer step by step to our x to the 10th power. Equal to, right here we have 5 squared. This is our basic formula. So we have 5 squared minus 2 times 5 and times 12x according to basic school formula, and of course plus 12x to the second power. Really great. Let's simplify this a little bit. As a result, we have x to the 8th power equal to, we have 25 minus 2 times 5 times 12. We have 120 times x. And we have right here, what do we have? 12x squared equal to plus 144x squared. But don't forget about it, as I said before. Don't forget about, but x squared, we can easily see the thing right here, x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. But x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. So let's plug in, instead of this x squared, let's plug in 1 minus 2x. As a result, we have x to the 8th power equal to 25 minus 120x plus 144, and times, instead of x squared, we're gonna plug in 1 minus 2x. Okay, so we have 1 minus 2x. Let's simplify this a little bit. As a result, we have x to the 8th power equal to, we have 25 minus 120 times x plus 144 and minus 288 times x. Really great. Let's add our coefficients right here. So as a result, x to the 8th power, equal to 169 minus 408 times x. So this is our x to the 8th power. And right now the final tricky move right here, we need only x squared right now, because then we will multiply x to the 8th power, we're gonna multiply by x squared, and as a result we will have x to the 10th power. And we know everything about x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. So right now let's multiply these parentheses, this one by this one, and as a result we will have on the left side we will have x to the 8th power times x squared, yeah, and equal to. So as a result we will have, let's write for example first of all this one, 1 minus 2x, so we multiply in 1 minus 2x times these parentheses, 169 minus 408 times x. As a result, x to the 8th power times x squared equal to x to the 10th power of the expression that we exactly need from the beginning, equal to, and right now let's multiply these two parentheses. What do we have as a result? We will have 169 minus 408 times x minus 338x and plus 816x x squared. Right now let's add x's. Let's right here, let's subtract it. So as a result we have x to the 10th power equal to, as a result we have 169 minus 746x and plus 816x x squared. So as a result right here we're gonna plug in, instead of x squared we're gonna plug in this one, 1 minus 2x, okay, and as a result we have x to the 10th power equal to 169 minus 746x and plus 816 times 1 minus 2x, 1 minus 2x. And our final tricky move, let's multiply our this coefficient by this parentheses. So as a result we have x to the 10th power equal to 169 minus 746x plus 816 and minus 1632 times x. Let's right here, let's subtract our x's and let's add our constants right here. So as a result our x to the 10th power equal to 985 minus 2378 times x, and this is our x to the 10th power, exactly that expression that we need to find. But don't forget about one really important moment, but our x is equal to square root of 2. So from the beginning we wrote a substitution that our x equal to square root of 2. So from here when we plug in instead of this x this one, so as a result we will have a square root of 2 minus 1 to the 10th power of the expression that we need to find from the beginning, equal to 985 minus 2378 times x. Instead of x we're gonna plug in this one, so square root of 2 minus 1, square root of 2 minus 1, and as a result square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 10 equal to 985 minus 2378 square root of 2, and of course plus 2378. Let's add right here these two both coefficients. So as a result square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10 equal to, as a result we have 3363 minus 2378 square root of 2. So this is our square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 10, and we really need this expression because, as I said before in the beginning, I just rewrite this expression because we leave it in the beginning. We had that our square root of 12 over square root of 6 minus square root of 3, raise this to the power 10, so the expression in the beginning we actually had, equal to, I skip a few parts from it because you can easily scroll like the video real quick. We will have 1024 over exactly this expression, so square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 10. And as I said before, we're gonna find this expression. So right now we found it, so let's plug in it in our expression. So as a result we have 1024, we're gonna divide it by this one, 363 minus 2378 square root of 2. And right now you can easily leave this answer like that, but you can easily multiply it by the conjugate. So as a result, we can easily have 1024. We're going to multiply by this expression with the positive sign. So we will have 3363. We're going to have like plus 2378 square root of 2, and we're going to multiply the same denominator. So as a result, we will have 3363 minus 2378 square root of 2. We're going to multiply it by the same thing but with the plus sign. So 3363 plus 2378 square root of 2. Okay, and right now when you multiply this, we can easily consider it as difference of squares. Okay, so as a result, we will have 1024 times 3363 plus 2378 square root of 2. This is our numerator, but in our denominator we can consider it as difference of two squares. These are a minus b times a plus b. So we have 3363 square minus 2378 square root of 2 square. And when you raise this to the second power, in your denominator we will have only 1. So we don't have our denominator at all. So our final answer will be 1024 times 3363 plus 2378 square root of 2. This is our final answer to this question. So let's write it. Let's write our final answer. So our answer, so square root of 12 over square root of 6 minus square root of 3 raised to the power 10 equal to 1024 times 3363 plus 2378 square root of 2. Of course, we can, it looks like can like multiply it by 1024, but it will be like a huge value. So this is our final answer to this question. So I really hope you understand my explanation. I really hope you learned something new, but definitely don't feel bad if you got this wrong. You can also write your notes, write your question down into the comment section. I try to help everyone. So wish you all the best in your life. Take care of yourself and have a great day. See you in the next videos.